And shout out to everybody that's shut in on this quarantine. We probably are seeing couples either come together or dissolve, disintegrate. You know what I'm saying? Right before I go, make sure y'all like the stream. All right. But D, did you have a party or get together? Did the boyfriend or the husband throw you a party? What's up? Well, shout out to everybody else. Hopefully y'all had a good weekend. Today has been business as usual. Today was a very nice day out. Sun shining, hot weather, close to hot, warm. It was very, very warm today. I'll just say that. Sun was beaming today. Beaming, And yeah, man, don't let this whole quarantine thing get y'all down, man. You can leave the house. You don't have to sit in the house. You don't have to lock yourself away. Don't watch the lamestream media. They want you afraid. They want you to be, cooped up watching them all day. Don't do that. I barely watch the news. The only time I watch the news is if Trump is doing his daily press briefings. I'll check that out. But other than that, I don't watch the news because this is the time of the year when this is their thing. They like to get ratings off this bullshit. But let's see who's here. All right. Denise M, what's going on? Lando, Vern 85, Darte, Moses, True, Silverman, C-Mac, D, TSK, Sean, Michael, Dwayne, what's up? D Brown, of course. Judah, Khaki, 757, Gerard, Elbert, what's up? Danielle, what's good with you? I seen a female in a grocery store the other day. I think it was like 2 days ago. She had on a mask, right? In that moment, I said to myself, I wonder is she that careful with the men that she sleep with? Listen, I'm all for being careful. What's going on, last sigil? But you in this grocery store with this mask. This is black female, young black female with this mask on. I'm just want to know, are you careful in every aspect of your life? Because I told y'all, there are people walking around with all types of new, ABCs. Shout out to Moses, Slaughter, 13 Regiment. Appreciate it. They walking around. They know they got something, but they got masks on and gloves and they're sanitizing everything. I hope you put this same care into yourself as you do outwardly, because some of these chicks are sleeping with men with no protection whatsoever. And they know that these guys might be a little weird. These guys might like some of everything. So these guys might be sleeping with some of everything. And they're not careful with those guys. You know what I'm saying? But they want to walk around with masks on and gloves, and they want to sanitize everything. I just hope that they're putting that same care, into every aspect of their life. Don't just do it because of this Rona. I can see that 757. I can see that. Sleeping with dudes fresh out the penitentiary. You laying up with dudes fresh out the pen. Dudes with multiple baby mamas, guys who are known for not wearing any protection whatsoever. Y'all still raw, have relations with them raw, But we supposed to believe that you want to keep from getting that Rona, But like I said, as long as people are practicing, better hygiene in their life, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But I want y'all to understand, I've been hearing from some people around the country that some of these hospitals are quite empty. and they don't have busy emergency rooms. Even people in the New York area claim that things are not as bad as the media is making it out to be. Really? Right. Yeah. House dirty, car dirty, you know, but they want to walk around with masks on. Out here burning, but got masks on. Ain't that some shit? Like I said, I'm hearing in some of these cities that it ain't as crazy as people are claiming it to be. People who are on the ground, they claim it ain't as bad as the media is making out to be. I tend to believe those people. Then I'm going to believe any of these people on TV who want y'all to tune in because it gets them more money and more ratings. Keep them busy, you know. What's going on now? Because like I said, I'm hearing from some of these people that got feet on the ground. It ain't as crazy as the media is making it out to be. And like I said, I will trust those people's word over any of these people in this lying ass media. But yeah, man, I see this female. She's in this grocery store with this mask on. I'm like, do you have this same self-care with every aspect of your life? You know? But be that as it may, I still want y'all to be careful out here, man. You know, just be aware, but don't be living your life scary and, afraid, because that's how you end up fucked up. That's how you mess up, by trying to be, crazy, putting bleach and all these different stuff all over your house and creating all types of chemicals in your own shit that you don't even think that you putting together, that you are putting together, Malik says, I'm in New York and I don't see it. Let's go ahead. Yeah, because the media is embellishing it. The governor and the mayor, especially the governor, is embellishing it. I don't know if it's to make Trump look bad or to get more money, but there are people there that are saying different. There's conflicting stories there. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist and people aren't getting it. What I'm saying is this. We can't believe everything that we're told. That's the first way. That's the first sign that you're being controlled, is that you're believing everything you see in the media. Oh, DM, I believe that. Good, Gemini. But Naima, how old is your aunt's husband? And also, I want to say this too before I get to the commentary. I'm going to get to the commentary about women being single, because this kind of ties into it. With everybody on quarantine, it kind of ties into it. But have y'all noticed that you don't hear anybody from the military or even police officers having that Rona? How come only civilians are getting that Rona? Now, we do have politicians that have gotten it, but I'm talking about people who have feet on the ground, not even border patrol. People who are actively traveling, they're in different countries. You're not hearing about them getting that Rona. Why y'all think that is? But only civilians, only civilians are getting this Rona. But you don't hear about the people who are actually out there, patrolling, people in the military getting this. We have 2 cops in my city with it. Okay. But I'm talking about in the news, because y'all know the news likes to put stuff out here. They're not putting that out there. But any regular celebrity or private citizen who is young, they're putting it out there. But I'm talking about putting a spotlight on the people who are actually, who we could believe to have gotten it. I'm just saying. I haven't heard anything about, these officers or even these military personnel that people are saying are or National Guardsmen that are going to these hot spots. Why are they keeping that to a minimum? Yeah, if you got the money, you can definitely get you a test. If you got the money and connections. Right, Moses, man, we got all these diseases that are taking lives every day. And we live with that. We live with all these different, listen, I'm not saying that people aren't losing their life to this. They are, obviously. But looking at the numbers, something isn't adding up. And then again, listening to people who are from some of these cities and they're claiming that these hospitals aren't as barraged as the media is making it out to be. You got to look at what's going on. What's going on? But let me get to the topic. I just want to speak on that. That was on my mind. We're going to talk about dating in 2020, man. There's just been some stuff also that's been on my mind about where women are and the complaining, the coming to YouTube, the attacking men who have red pill ideology, who are going their own way. Let me just say this. Hold on. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me just say this. All right. Are there men who make videos or make comments on social media who antagonize women on purpose? Yes. I've seen it in my own comment section. I've seen it in my chat room. You got guys who will antagonize women for no reason, just because they're women. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but when you look at one of the reasons you have a lot of women that are singles, because they obviously don't understand themselves. They don't understand their role and why their relationships have not worked out. Because if you keep looking at, well, the men are bashing us, the men are saying these things, they are influencing others. Are they influencing those men for the better or for the worse? Because if you want men to do better, other men got to be able to talk to them and speak to them and say, hey, this is the things that you can do to be better men. And yes, we're going to talk about female nature. We're going to talk about hypergamy. We're going to talk about the fact that there are women who will choose these guys while they're in their prime over these guys. And they will only want to date these other guys when they're kind of washed up. I think that's the thing that is upsetting a lot of women the most, is the fact that we talk about them hitting the wall. When it comes to beauty, that does happen. Now, there are women who are older, who are still attractive women, who can still date and possibly even get married. But if your mentality has not changed since you were in your prime, you're not going to be able to find the right guy. Okay. I don't care how attractive you still think you are, because at some point you are going to hit the wall completely. And I think that is the one thing out of all the things that we talk about. I think that's the one thing that angers them the most, because in their mind, they'll never hit the wall. But they got to understand this. If you're looking for a man of means, if you're really trying to level up, that man is going to want a woman who look a specific type of way. Okay. And if that's not you, then that's not you. I'm seeing that you've got men who are middle-aged or older who don't want to date or marry older women when they're ready to settle down. That angers a lot of older women, because those older women were playing games for years and not taking relationships seriously. Because if they were, they would have chose a suitable guy when they had the opportunity. But they thought that by the time they're in their 40s and they're ready to settle down, that those same men in their age range will want to settle down with them as well. And that's not happening. Those men are looking past them. And that's what's angering them. But they have to understand you dated those same older men when you were in your 20s. Okay. And those men didn't really date, you didn't really take those relationships seriously. They didn't. But at the end of the day, there are guys who may just be bachelors. Very few men nowadays want to get married. And if they're getting married, honestly, they're going to get married to women who are a bit younger than them. I'm not saying you're going to see a guy in his late 40s marrying a woman in her 20s. She might be close to her 30s, But when it comes to dating and when these guys are bachelors, of course they're going to date women in their 20s. And they're not going to want to date women in their 40s seriously, because those women, in their minds, those women have already reached a peak. They are set in their ways. They may not have a high drive to have relations, so to speak. And because of that, you're going to have a situation where those women are going to be overlooked, I see attractive older women all the time on social media, even outside of it. And they just happen to be single, and they want to make everyone believe it's their choice. But I don't think so. I just think that they have had so many failed relationships in a short span of time that they think that by sitting back, that guy that they want is going to come out of the blue and magically appear, and he's going to wife them up and give them the life they want. See, that's the hope of a lot of women who play around for years, right? Is that this guy just going to appear out of nowhere. He's 6'5", he has a master's degree. He used to be an ex-street dude, that mythical guy that these women be waiting all these years for, that never show up. And that's the delusion. That's what happens after years and years of just being delusional, after years and years of buying into, you can just, especially the feminist propaganda of how, women can do whatever they want and there's still going to be men that wants them. That's true for some, but not most. And I think one of the things that women forget is that men choose them when it comes to relationships and even marriages. But when it comes to having relations with somebody, of course, women are going to be doing the choosing. And a lot of the times they end up choosing the wrong men, to the point to where they become so bitter at the world, at us. They want to come to YouTube and other platforms. They want to challenge us. They want to make videos about us. They want to use other men to go at us because they cannot combat what we are saying, especially some of these guys who are in their age range that not looking in their direction. They're looking for either foreign women, looking for younger women, or women of other ethnic groups. You know what I'm saying? But they're not looking in their direction, and they're angry about that. So they want to get on social media and they want to look for somebody to blame. So they come here and they want to blame us. And you got some of these, some of these lames, you got guys that want to write blogs, and you got dudes that want to make videos and live streams, and they want to denigrate other men for whatever reason. I just think that it just shows you where we are. We
gotta do another interview soon, brother.
Appreciate that, Solo. Yeah, we may have to do one soon, man. One we did the last time was pretty good, man. Shout out to you, man. Now, I'm not saying that men are perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make it seem like we don't make mistakes. But you have to be very careful of who you give your energy to. What's good, Poetic? I see you. Miranda, I see you. Like the stream, people. But I just feel like you can just tell, man, like there's like there is some real legit anger out here, man. There's some legit anger, and I'm trying to figure out where the anger coming from. Where the anger coming from, man? That's what I want to know. Where's the anger coming from? But like, if we as men have to be accountable for our actions, if we want to get the win we want, we got to either get ourselves into really good shape and get our money right, or both, learn mentally how to make chess moves in society to be able to move everything in the direction that we want it to be in. But with women, I guess they just expect things to be a certain way. And I think that's what's changed. And that's why you're seeing, this vicious like streak that I'm starting to see from women, man. You got women that are, going either trying to learn to be feminine. You got women that are talking about they want to no longer support us as men. It's like where is this coming from? Is it the quarantine? But it was before the quarantine. I think it was a little bit before the quarantine. But I mean, in 2020, like with this quarantine, right? The fact that you got women that can't go in public, right? And get the attention that would make them feel good every day. They're not getting that validation. Like you got women right now, man. They shut the Facebook down years ago. They shut the Instagram down years ago. I bet you right now they're back on Facebook or back on Instagram because that daily validation they would get, they're not getting anymore, especially being in public spaces. Maybe they're the types that like to go to the club or whatever. They're not getting hit on, even though you got women who claim they don't get hit on. That's a whole nother conversation. But I'm just seeing it's getting crazy out here, man. It's like they really are upset that a lot of men are waking up. I would think that's what they want. You know what I'm saying?
As usual, you're speaking facts, family.
Appreciate that, Illadre. So understand this, people. Instead of being upset at other people, just focus on getting yourself right for the type of person that you want. I've said this and a lot of women scoff at this. Yes, if you are interested in somebody, you do need to approach them because a lot of guys just aren't going to approach you like they used to. They're just not going to do it. You need to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm not saying you got to be desperate, but if you want something, you got to go for it like we do. We as men, if we want something, we have to go for it. And I'm not speaking to every woman. I'm speaking to the women that are struggle dating into 2020. They've been struggle dating 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016. The struggle dating has been real. It's like you can tell the progression of their bitterness has gotten to 10 times the level that it used to. Okay, they used to be, they used to still have a good attitude about things, and they became indifferent, and then they just became bitter. It's like levels to it. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the sub levels in between. And that's what we want to do. We want to make things right. That's what we want to do. Shout out to Era Black TV. But some of y'all females got to change up, or you are going to be single. And this is the worst time to be single for women. See, we as men, we used to being by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We don't need nobody right next to us all the time. I think that's different with women, man. This quarantine and you can't really go out and see and meet people and greet people, whatnot. You kind of got to be home, especially if you're in like a hotspot area. Like it's really tough, It's really tough. But that's why you're going to see more people on social media, right? You're going to see them hopping on Instagram. They ain't been on there in 4 years. They're going to hop right back on there like ain't nothing going on, right? Same thing with Facebook. They swore off Facebook. They claim they got stalkers, but they're going to be back on there where the stalkers are, But the stalker is probably a dude that she dated and dumped that's mad about it. Dated and dumped for a loser, and the loser dropped her. And now the ex dude, he ain't got no closure. He ain't got no answers. He see you pop up on his timeline. He ain't seen you in years. You ain't never gave him no closure. You ain't never told him why you left him for the dude that you ended up breaking up with. He don't promise you the world. It wanted to get engaged with you, but you was like, no. He ain't got no answers. Dude been floating out there for 4 years. All of a sudden he gonna see the chick on his timeline. And he ain't never got no closure, no answers, man. I'm telling you, a lot of that's probably going on, man. You know, dude. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. That's what's going on, man. Wouldn't surprise me. It's a lot of accounts being reopened. You're seeing a lot of people coming over here to YouTube, seeing some of these videos. It's good, Vern. Shout out to Michael Dwayne.
Quarantine revealing a lot of women's true colors.
It is. It is. And you're gonna see it in relationships. Like I was at the car wash, about 2 weeks ago, right at the start of the quarantine, right? And I saw two couples there. It was a black couple and a white couple, right? And they were washing cars together. I know it's not something new, but it was in the middle of the week. It wasn't like a Saturday or a Sunday. It was in the middle of the week. And I'm like, if it wasn't for the quarantine, they probably wouldn't be there together. Now, again, that could have been a side chick or a side dude, but, I don't know what side chicks or side dudes do, when they're with somebody, they go to the car wash or they go to the movies, Shout out to Dollar Washer.
FPCIM trying to stay alive, Oshia.
Shade that. I think we all out here trying to stay alive, man. But I'm just, 2020 again, who would have seen this coming? Who would have seen this situation happening where we all got to stay home? Well, not all of us. I mean, we could still go outside. We could still walk around. We could still drive wherever we want to go. I know I do. Whenever I want to leave the house, I can. Okay. But maybe if you're in California or you're in New York, especially New York, when you're in a situation that is deemed worse than it really is, there's certain things you can't do, but a lot of us can still do the same things. We can still go where we want to go. We can go to people's houses. We can still go to certain businesses if they're essential, But yeah, man, I just honestly make sure y'all like the stream too, if you haven't. Okay. Shout out to everybody that's here. Anybody that's new, shout out to you too. I just want people to understand that you can still work on yourself and be quarantined to make yourself available as the best you can be when the quarantine is over. The quarantine is going to be over eventually, hopefully soon, and people are going to be interacting again. And you're going to see more humble people nowadays than before. Maybe less handshaking and touching of things, but you might have more humble women after this. You know what I'm saying? Especially like the chicks that they love to be seen. Shout out to Ricky E245.
There are going to be a lot of breakups and divorces during this quarantine, bro.
Yeah, I believe so too, Ricky. You're going to see people who together a month ago divorcing or breaking up by the start of the summer, which might be good timing because, summertime is attention seeking season, That's attention seeking season right there. So that just right on time. Especially if you're in some, you're hot areas, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And what's really crazy is that there's a lot of marriages, right, that were being held together by a thread before the quarantine. Now that the quarantine is in full effect, man, things probably are worse. Them relationships are probably over. you know how the couples, they work and they barely around each other. You know, they're still living together, but they can't really stand to be in the same room with each other that long unless it's like after work and they're just whatever. But you got people that ain't working, that at home. That's complicating things even more. You add in money issues, people losing their jobs. That uncertainty, man, brings a lot of stress into a situation, and it shows you who's really in it, who's, you know, for the tough times, you know. And I think the tough times might be over very soon for certain people, you know. Certain people might be over, you know. But I just think that, you know, we all can find ways to stay sane. Like I said, my routine really hasn't changed much. You can't really go to high public places, but I still can go to the grocery store. I can still go if I want to go and eat out or whatever, or go visit other people. I can still do that, no problems. So my routine, again, really hasn't changed that much. Just can't go to the movies, you know, just the simple things. All right, I'm gonna open up the phone lines, man, and take some calls, man. May not take too many calls. I'll take a few calls, but, you know. And moderators, if you got that number, you can put it in the chat. I'm gonna just start putting the number in the description, but I like to do it this way because then people be calling the phone off the hook. I heard some of the nurses are getting $100 an hour up there in New York. Is that true? You got people doing 20-hour shifts, making $100 an hour. Damn. Y'all better save that money. But I'm telling you right now, all them nurses that are part-time Instagram models who are making that, you already know where that money going. That money going straight to a vacation in the summer. You're going to see a lot of them nurses on a whole bunch of vacations posting it up. Watch. They're going to be on a whole bunch of vacations in the summer. I'm telling you right now. Hey, Bella, what's going on? It's going to be a whole lot of vacations that these chicks going to be going on. It's 133? Damn. Damn. So I know it's a dangerous job being a nurse, but damn. So shout out to the nurses and all the people there in the hospitals, but you know, that's dealing with the brunt of what's going on. But yeah, the phone lines up. I'll take a few phone calls if anybody want to call in New York City on overtime. But you know what crazy though about the overtime is that the government still takes a good portion of that overtime though. That's the thing. Like, are the government going to tax that money? Because what's the point of them giving you extra in overtime if the government just going to take half? Because that's how it was when I work overtime, man. We'd make almost double what we were making, and the government was still about to take half of it. Half would still go to taxes. All right. Yeah, they might end up taxing the shit out of it. Nope, it's unionized. Okay. So yeah, they're going to tax that, bro. I'm thinking like 100 they go from making what, about $30-$40 an hour to making like $133 an hour. Shout out to Silver, man.
New Corona hustle. These chicks gonna get flown to Dubai to get coughed on and not shat on. For
yeah, right
money,
after when
LMAO.
they're able to travel. You live, what's up?
Hello?
Yo, what's up?
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
So you said, so nobody's giving you any fines or anything for going out?
Say it again.
Nobody's giving you any, you're not getting cited for any, like, traffic fines for going out?
Not in some cities they doing that, but not where I'm at. But in some of these cities where, they're putting police out there and military personnel, I think they're doing that.
Yeah. Well, this time has not affected my dating at all. I gave up. I recently had a dating breakthrough. I decided trying to be with someone I like or want to be with, and just stick to someone who makes good money and I don't have to sleep with them much.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
I was holding out for a truck driver because they won't be home most of the time, but I think I'm satisfied with what I got so far.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you. Okay, well, Beth, let me ask you this: how is it like where you're at as far as everybody and the as far as where they can go? Are they being stifled? Like, or are they being told that they have a curfew or they can't go this place or that place?
They issued out a thing that said it's a mandatory lockdown for the city for 14 days. Now,
Okay.
I know people who are there. Now, they still have the essential grocery stores open, but I guess it's probably, I heard they're going to be giving out citations, but I don't know how they're going to do that. I know the medical people, they have to show their ID, like they have to show their ID and stuff, when they go out to show that they're supposed to be out.
Yeah.
But the essential grocery stores are open. Gas stations are open.
Yeah. Yeah.
People have been walking, riding their bikes.
Yeah, I seen some people walking today. I seen like this. It's like this elderly couple. I guess their grandkids. They were walking out today.
Yeah, I think they're allowing people to do that. They just don't want them like in groups and stuff. But I've been hearing people going to the parks and stuff. People who I've never seen out in the neighborhood. People I haven't seen out all year. All of a sudden now they want to come out.
Yeah. Yeah, not yet.
I think it's just a...
Yeah, people rediscover that they can leave. Yeah, go ahead.
It's when I don't know, maybe it's the effect of when you tell people not to go out, all of a sudden now they want to, everybody wants to.
Yeah, because people don't want to
be. Want to ride their bike.
Yeah, I ain't mean to cut you off, but they don't want to they don't be cooped up in the house. And I think they just rediscovered that they can leave the house now and go outside and walk around,
I think that's probably it. Probably because people, when you're around, especially like around this time of year, you're around people, when you're around people too much, I think people get along better when they're not really in each other's faces 24/7.
Yeah.
So that's how it is out here. But yeah, I'm not on my quarantine dating. It's the same as it was before. I'm unaffected. Got me a good one. Someone I don't have. Someone who asks them nicely. They don't kiss me. I don't have to sleep with them much. So I've got it good.
Okay, well, it's good that you got somebody, Beth. Okay, during these troubled times.
That's right. That's all I want to say.
Okay, Beth. Well, I appreciate the call. All right. All right. Shout out to Beth. Beth done found somebody.
Yeah, what's going on, man? It's D-Stroke
Hold on, bro. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this D-Stroke calling in, man.
What's up?
Yeah, shout out to Beth, man. I'm happy she finally got some Corona love. Yeah, man. I think that the divorce rate is definitely about to skyrocket, man. Like she said, like a lot of people already know, you be around each other all the time, man. Being inside the house is crazy, man. You know, like I've been locked up before, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that should have drive you nuts. You know, being on the lockdown, you got to constantly be doing something to keep your mind stimulated, man. You know, because if you don't, it's over, man. You know, you looking at the same person constantly, day in and day out, man. You know, but this is a test of people's relationships, you know.
I just
and
stopped
then
dating
also with the
altogether.
way that the economy is moving, man, a lot of jobs are lost now, you know, and there's no telling what's going to happen with that, because a lot of these jobs aren't recession proof, you know. So it's going to be a test to see, like, okay, well, shit, you know, was you with me for love, or was you with me for money the whole time, you know? So this is definitely going to be like an eye opener for a lot of people, you know, that's in relationships. You know, I don't know, man, but I definitely see a whole lot of corona babies happening too.
Yeah,
you know,
a lot of people, especially if they're not working, you know, you at home. What else is there to do? Can't really, especially if you're in a hot spot, man. Can't go and visit, you know, other people. You know, you're around the same person you've been around, just a little bit more.
Right. You know, and this, I mean, you know, this can definitely put you in a mindset, you know, if you're not mentally tough, you know, to the point where it's like, well, damn, now I'm scared to go outside and be around people, you know, and that's not good. You know, that's not good at all. You know, but I just, you know, I hope the best for everybody, man. I hope that everybody's staying safe out there, you know. Red pill up.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, man. Shout out to you.
Sir.
All right. Lines are now open. Yeah. And I also want to say this. If the title of the stream don't apply, you don't have to tell me about it. You live with Jada Black. What's up?
Yo, what's good, Jay?
Nothing much, man. What's up with you?
Man, you know, I just have realized that this pandemic, or what they call it, is really bringing out the worst in some people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen a lot of celebrities just be, like, I've seen Young Chop, he just beefing with everybody, and all these beat battles, and some of these beat battles, people getting washed really bad. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to, like, the relationships and stuff, you know, me and my homie was talking about this one day. We was just like, shit. If let's just say, like, hypothetically, like, you know, some of these relationships that are just built on lust. Let's just say, like, their significant other's sexual organs just stop working. You know what I'm saying? You'll see a lot of divorces and a lot of breakups, like, real quickly, because it's just that shit is just built on just sex and lust and stuff. And this pandemic is definitely gonna show that, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, niggas can't get their haircuts like they used to. Girls can't get their nails done and their hair done and shit. So you gotta be with the real them. You know what I mean? All day. So it's just like, damn, like, what's, I don't know. I think, you know, I know for a fact Offset's losing his damn mind right now. He can't go out and cheat. He gotta be in the house all day playing video games, hearing Cardi B talk all damn day. Shit. I mean,
hiding his phone.
Hiding his phone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I also wonder how niggas with secret families are holding up in this crisis right now.
I wonder too, man. Because got different family, how he's coping with it, you know, keeping things together.
Yeah, man. But it's shit finna get real, man. It's this pandemic's finna show, you know, who's really in it for the right reason, who's in it for the wrong. But you know, I see a lot of chicks too, like, they've been desperate with the attention too. Like, I know that I see this one girl last night. She just been putting on just makeup just to show off, just sitting in the house. And then I remember, like, she made a video just like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about going outside. I gotta go to the store. I'm thinking about going outside wearing this. And then she took another video, was like, yeah, I had to take all that off because, you know, I just would look so crazy with a face full of makeup. I'm like, you look crazy posing for that shit just in the house and you ain't even got nowhere to go. Like, you wasting money. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know, a lot of people. Yeah, getting all dolled up for nothing, man. But yeah, this shit getting crazy, man. But like I said, like when it goes back to relationship wise, man, it's just gonna show who really loves each other and who don't, man. Same thing with the NBA, man. It's gonna show who really care about the game and who don't. You know what I'm saying? The niggas that be coming out overweight and airballing, double dribbling, and all that shit when they first start back, that's gonna show who really loves the game and who don't, man. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. Wrap it up, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Wrap it up, man. Shout out to you for the call, man. All right. Appreciate
no problem.
that, man. Dude always has good calls, man. Now, Sar, you want to call back in? Sorry, you want to call back in? Let me hear what you got to say. All right. But yeah, man, see me, I can adapt to anything. Any situation, I adapt to it very quickly. And like I said, my daily schedule really isn't been interrupted. There's just certain places I can't really go. But other than that, I'm mainly by myself anyway. I like to live by myself. I don't like people up in my house like that. Some people have people in their house all day long. Like I've been around people, they got cars lined up everywhere full of people just at their house, in and out their house all day, every day. I'm like, how do you do it? First off, I know again with social distancing, I wonder how that shit's gonna work. Bunch of these people, y'all know people that got cars and they got no place to stay. So they go to their friend house who got their own place and they all congregate there. It's like, tell you. I mean, doesn't mean that you don't like people interaction. Like, of course I like interaction. But not all day, every day. Like some of these other people. Yo, you you on the line. Yo, you lined up.
Hey, Jay. How you doing?
I'm good. What's going on with you?
It's I'm doing well. It's so funny. I just seen that topic. I had got off the phone with a potential dating prospect. No.
Okay.
And I'm actually dealing with this right now. I don't know about you. Long distance for me is a problem with dating because a lot of people I like be out of state.
It'd be like
we
that.
have our lives.
It'd be like that. I say it'd be like that,
I mean, sometimes they, outside the country too, digital. You be like, dang, why you on the other side of the world? Like,
yeah.
Because when you're in a certain I'm in Cali, or whatever. I know I've been out here, so everybody likes Cali and everything like that. But I be wanting something outside of Cali, something different. My tastes are different. Communication is hard for me to communicate with other people because if I like a guy, I get really actually start blushing, but people don't look at me like the type of person that would blush when they actually see me because they'll be the one starstruck. But when they see me, I see them and we face to face. I'll be the one blushing like a motherfucker. I don't know what I freeze up like when it's time to take a test at school, you just freeze the fuck up.
So basically, you meet a person, and you're the one that's really into them and blushing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, dating is terrible for me. It's I feel like a little girl all over again. Just don't know the answers. My face gets hot. I need to tell my psychologist about it, but I don't like really going into that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You done built up this person in your mind, and then when you meet them, and you're they have a presence, and maybe they meet your expectations. Maybe that's what drives it into overdrive.
I mean, That too. I don't know. What's another thing I deal with is like I guess peer pressure from my sister and my mom. They'll say like little slick shit like, okay, you know, you're gonna be 30 pretty soon, like, and I'm like, you know what? Shut up. Like it's like this pressure of like you should have been got married. You know what I'm saying? And then like some guys think I'm desperate. I'll hit them up like, oh, you know, I want to go to Starbucks. And it's like, for me, dating is not like how they think it is. Like, I know the game, but for me, like, dating is like when you were younger, when you fresh out of high school, you call your friends, oh, y'all, let's go to Denny's, let's go to the mall, they think I'm desperate because they don't want to go. And I'll be like, I'm not calling you for sex. I can order that. Like that's free on Pornhub. It be coming up like that's free. It's four males. I got females want me. Like that's not a problem. Like that's not what I want. I really, honestly, because I've done relationships. I'm not a relationship person. You know what I'm saying? So, but I love dating. I love to get out there. I always love that, and I just know who I am.
Well, let me ask you this: like, so do you see yourself as just being a person who just casually dates, and that's just about it?
Currently, yes, I would say, but I'm open to I'm open to the endless possibilities of that. It is possible that might happen, but I have these beliefs in my head that my nana put in me. Like, don't be, surprised if you die single,
Well, I will say this though. Don't pursue no relationship unless you want to be in it, because what happens is you get into a relationship, you may get bored. You may not like the person as much. You don't want something that's like solid. So I would say just casually date and be single. That might be the best option for you.
I have a question for you, Jay. What does a woman do when she's dating, but someone puts a false claim on them in the streets, like they're in a relationship for like all of these years, and it was never that. We've just always been dating. What do you do with that? Like,
okay, are you saying they're lying on you? Is what you're saying?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I didn't think
you just
it
tell
was
people it ain't true and keep it moving. But I got to get some more calls.
Good talking to you. Yeah, it was good talking to you. I just wanted to put that in there, and I enjoyed the show. Peace, Jay.
Peace.
All right.
Shout out to her, man. Being honest. Yeah, man. Any dudes lying when you saying y'all in a relationship, man, that's obviously a guy that can't get women. At least not as often as, he make it seem like he can. You know what I'm saying? I notice. I think women do that a lot. Like they'll claim that they're dating somebody, and the dude like, we ain't dating. Like I've seen chicks like claim they're in a relationship with a guy, and the dude won't even claim them. Oh, shit. But yeah, man, just casually date, be single, man. Don't get in nothing long term if you don't want to be in it, because it's a waste. It's wasting your time and theirs. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me take another caller. So shout out to the sub chat, man. Yo, you live. What's up?
What's up, Jay? This is John from New York here.
What's good, John?
Jay, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
What do you do with someone, like, I gave you, like, my mother, she asked me this question one time. She said, why you don't like girls in your ethnic, your group, why you always fall for other group? And I'd be like telling mom, I like who I like because they're my preference. Like, but she's always so negative, like always talking bad, like don't have no confidence. And I'm like, They're no good either. Like the rest of the groups, what makes them perfect?
Right.
And I don't get like why men always get criticized when they date other groups.
Well, I would say it's because she's speaking as a black woman who has a black son and she wants him to date black women. She's speaking from that. And you got a lot of black mothers who do that. Like if their daughter date a white guy, they're not gonna be policing who she's dating. But when it comes to their sons, because I knew there was this black female. She was all about interracial dating. She just had a disdain towards black men. She was all for interracial dating, right? But her mixed son, she wanted her mixed son to date a black woman, and she would like boast about her mixed son dating black women. That's how it be, man. I think she just speaks from the perspective of a black mother.
Well, I'm just saying, like, they no good either. They worse, in my opinion. Like, they throw you under the bus. They treat you like, not what they want to be treated. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, I could like who I like. I mean, to me, like, I don't care about ethnics and all that other stuff. I just care who I follow, who I choose.
That's how it should be. Yeah, that's how it should be. I think that.
But I just don't get why. I don't want to be offensive, but I just say why those type of women always go after brothers when they go through other group, interracial. I mean, that's their business. I mean, like, that's who they like. That's who they like.
Well,
even if it's a Becky. I mean,
it's also they feel like the white women are taking away the suitable black men because as quietly as it's kept, if a black man is dating a white woman, especially if she's not an ugly white woman, they will perceive that black man to have money or to have some high social status. So if they see you with her, they're like, well, they're taking one of our men. But if you didn't want to date him, he wasn't your type, why would you give a shit? But that's what happens, man.
Because let me tell you this, Jay. I be on YouTube and some of these black females, like they're doing for Black Pride and all that, they chew us a lot. I mean, they grill us. I mean, they just vicious towards us when it comes to like celebrities.
They're hurting. Those people are hurting, and they're hypocrites. They've probably if you ask them, have you ever dated interracially, they will say yes. Because most of these chicks who claim to be pro-black have dated interracially. Y'all can't prove me otherwise. Because they have.
But I don't believe in pro-black and all that, because that to me that doesn't I mean that doesn't make no sense. I mean like we should have a right to choose who should we date or get married, to have a family. That's all that I'm saying. But I just don't like these women always bashing us when we look for variety. I mean we'll do that to women when they do it.
Right. They say we do it, but I doubt it. I don't think black men out here policing who these sisters are with. That's why they end up coming right back to black men.
I know, yeah, they're always so bitter. It's so like vicious. I'm like, whoa. I mean, like they never like.
Well, I just want black men who have questions about whether black women give a shit about you, dating wise. Do the I like Becky challenge. I'm dating Becky challenge, where you just walk around with a white girl and just see the black around black women that don't really pay you no attention. I guarantee you, they see you with that white girl, their whole mood about you is going to change. Just be around a white girl, maybe even hug her. Watch their tone and how they how they view you.
Yeah.
Just do that. All right.
Yeah.
I gotta go, man. But I appreciate the call. Okay.
All right, man. Peace.
Yeah.
All right.
Y'all do that challenge with the white girl. Do it around black women who don't really pay you no attention. They don't even look in your direction. Walk into a room with a white girl and watch the demeanor change. Yo, you live. What's up? What's going on, man?
Yeah. Man, it's crazy times we're living in right now.
Yeah, it is.
I hope you're staying safe. I hope everybody's staying safe.
Absolutely.
And
Same with you, man.
yeah, man. I haven't. Me personally, with dating, I haven't dated anyone in my life. I mean, I hope so one day, but I just see so many issues going on with it. I'm not sure I will. I mean, I realize I'm at a point in my life where I need to get myself together and things like that. But the preconceived notions and the expectations that some people have with dating, it's not just women that have expectations that are crazy. Men have those too. But it's like, man.
Yeah, bro. Can you turn your background on just a little bit? Because people say that in the chat they can hear it.
My bad.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man. Like, for instance, like the last conversation. It really shouldn't matter what kind of person that someone is dating.
Right.
Like, it just automatically made me think Michael B. Jordan's situation. Like, man, he can date whoever he wants, just like you can, just like everybody else. It's like, who died and made you God? Like,
well, it's that it's the 15% of men that get chose by a lot of different women, and when you're like a Michael B. Jordan and you consider part of that 15%, they gonna give a fuck who you dating. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I'm like, so it's the men's fault for them taking care of themselves and getting attention from other women. Like, why should they have to apologize for that? That makes no sense to me.
They shouldn't. I don't think they should apologize for that at all. Nope.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I like all women. I don't care what color or background you're from, because unique people come from different walks of life.
Right.
Anyway, man, I know you got other callers and stuff. I'm not trying to keep you up, but it's like, my main point is date whoever you want. Do you always?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, man.
All right, man. Thanks for the call, man. Okay.
Red pill all day, man.
Red pill all day, man. Shout out to you, man. All right. Yo, you live. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Jay? This is Chris at Circle City, man.
What's good, Chris?
Man, I just had to chime in with my 2 cents, man, put my opinion on it. And what I think it is, a lot of black girls be jealous of black men, because black men, we can go anywhere in the world, and these different girls will choose a black man, and it's like black women really don't get chose like that by these other races, man. We get chose anywhere. You go anywhere, I swear to God.
Don't tell them that.
Yeah, well, they don't want to believe it, but it is what it is, man. Just like if you date trying to get at a girl that's a black girl, she might be like, nah, I ain't messing with you. But then you go to another race and you might get a chick that's even hotter than her. You know what I'm saying? When I date outside my race, man, the girls get a little bit hotter, man. That's just the facts of my life, though. You know what I mean? And I've noticed it.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, I would say date who you want to date, man. You can't really worry about what other people think, because you never want to live your life that way.
Yeah, for sure, man. And these black girls, they be all mean and stuff, and I be like, dang, them girls that be growing their hair be nice as hell, but when y'all glue it to y'all scalp, y'all get mean. Like, what's that about? Like, just be cool, but they don't know how to be cool. They like to eat that drama and keep the chaos and the mess going, and don't nobody want to be dealing with that, man. You get with these other girls, black women. I hate to say this, but it's a fact, man. Black women are the only women out there that will straight up challenge a man to a fight. I done dated outside my race. And I've had a couple arguments with chicks outside my race, but they ain't never been like, bitch ass,
fight you with their hands on you.
Yeah, man. Well, I just had to say, put my 2 cents in for what it's worth, man. But I appreciate it. You take my call, man. Love the show, man. I'm out.
All right, man. Appreciate that, Chris. Shout out to Chris with the call, man. For those of you that say that there aren't angry black chicks, I ran into one of these angry black heifers the other night when I was at this gas station. Yo, you're live with Jada Black. What's going on?
What's going on, Jay? This is Dave, man. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good.
I like the top. That's good, man. I like the topic we're talking about right now because there's some real stuff going on. Even in this time with we won't say the words that our YouTube is not allowed it.
Mm-hmm.
But even with this time going on, it's just that it's interesting how people love to struggle date but don't know how to handle something good when it comes along or don't know how to interpret it. Like I was saying, my dating history, right now I'm single, but before, you date a girl, you find out she got a lot of mess going on. You're like, wow, don't judge me and all that stuff. You know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
This is where, when I be, going on and whatnot, sort of ramble on. But I've noticed in the dating world, and I just want to bring this point, why does every chick have a sob story at the dinner table? I never understood that. It's either they've been kidnapped, raped, or something. There's always a bad story. I think that's what's turned off a lot of single guys now. There's too many damaging and bad stories. Not like you had a good day. Did you, feed the cats today? Did you enjoy life? Did you, I had to met somebody, I got this guy who abused me, and I'm like, and it's a straight turnoff right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the.
Well, I just want to say this. Like, there are a good amount of these chicks who are basically come from a broken background. I think that is true, but they're not as willing to speak on it. If they're speaking on it, it's because they want to mask some situation they done got themselves into. But it is true you got a lot of chicks that dealt with abuse. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the underlying tone of a lot of their behaviors now. And
that's the thing that becomes the problem, because I don't know if because personally I wasn't there and nobody was there to take the side of the dude situation. Like, I dated one girl and she was like saying she got kidnapped. Then I find out she got more worse stuff that was going on. I was like, wow, man, that's too much. Now I'm not saying I'm perfect. We had stuff, but I try to keep that stuff in the back burner because I'm not willing to put that on Front Street unless we're in a situation to deal with it. But I just have to notice with struggle dating, it's toxic right now. You know what I mean? It's right now just not a. And I love I love black women. Don't get me wrong. I love them to death, but they just bring that dude energy now. I mean, it's just it's alarming. It's like
masculine energy.
That and it's like, whoa!
I tell you, I ran into one the other
night.
just you could just tell angry, probably, taking care of a bunch of kids and a broke ass dude at home, and just angry at the world. You know what I'm saying?
I seen a couple when I was going to go grocery shopping. Knowing with all this stuff going on, and it's like wow, you need to turn that masculinity down. We need to give you some more estrogen to bring you back up to speed. But it's just getting more difficult. If some know how to hide it and then come out of nowhere with it later on. I'm not saying they bad people, but like I'm saying, some of us as a whole, we just need some we need some counseling and stuff like that. Work some things out before we get any serious dates, especially right now. I think is the worst time. Someone told me, we're laughing. I said, this is like the worst time most of these chicks talking about having kids right now.
Yeah.
But this is probably the worst time to do it, but it is what it is. You can't change anybody. But hopefully we get better. We get on a better path, and we all meet each other in the middle. I mean, we'll see. That's how I kind of feel about it right now. But, thanks for taking my call, Jay. I appreciate it, man.
All right, no problem, man. Thanks for watching. I'm calling in.
All right, man.
All right,
man. Take it easy.
You too. Shout out to the caller, man. Okay, Daniel. Well, thanks for tuning in. I'm about to go ahead and wrap this stream up myself, but I'll take one more call. Yo, you're live with Jada Black. What's going on?
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, this S. Reed.
What's good,
You
S.
said
Reed?
something. Hey, I'm glad I caught it. It's like I always catch your show at the right time when I'm by myself and I could say something.
Okay. It's been a minute.
You said something.
But yeah, go ahead. What's on your mind?
Yeah, you said something earlier about this quarantine making people realize something.
Mm-hmm.
This right here is like before the quarantine, you was right. Like there was a lot of negativity going on. I don't know where it was coming from, but it was just crazy. And it's like in relationships, I remember just like feeling bad about everything, you know, getting in everybody's business, like family. My family is close. You know, I'm finding something wrong with my relationship, my friend's relationship, you know, just in a bad place, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, it's like, I feel like this is the time to sit there and look at yourself and see your life. Like, do I like this life? Do I want to keep living it? You said that earlier, you know, and that's true. Like, I see that with everybody I'm around and all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you by yourself, it's like you need to have separate lives. I see a lot of obsession and weird shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
You got to tap into your own talent. Like if you a music person, you a YouTube person, you draw, I paint. Like you got to have some shit that you like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you don't like yourself or you don't like your life, you're going to find something wrong with everything. You know, if it's not your relationship, it can be your job, it can be everything.
Yeah.
And that depression thing you said earlier, like I went through that when I tried to go back to work, you know, and I had a really stringent job for a long time and I tried to go back to work and it didn't work out. So when my job wasn't working out, trying to infiltrate the white demon corporate system, which that's another subject, I was mad at my family about everything. You know, nitpicking about everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people is alive. You need to be happy you alive. Because I done seen some shit that was just like a mess, you know.
Yeah.
So you have to sit there and tap into your talents, you know, take care of yourself. This is the time that you got to take care of yourself, you know. And what I'm seeing in certain situations is that we won't take care of ourselves. You got to really like yourself. And so this forces people to take care of themselves. This forces you to stay home. You know, I see people outside doing natural shit, catching birds and crawdads and shit, you know. They doing yoga and running, basketball. You know, it's time for that. You know, chill. And that's just, you know,
Yeah,
my point of view from what I see, like with my family, you know what I mean? And
well, I think nowadays, not nowadays, I think now the simple things matter, like the people that you're around, you know, the people that you that are in your inner family, or friends or whatnot. Like it's gonna test to see how strong that bond is. But you can also make memories that you'll be able to talk about for years to come, you know?
yeah, and this, you don't have to be in no, I don't know why people, like, man, you don't have to worry about no relationship or no dating. Like, this is the time. These people are smart. They got the internet. You know, I'm young, but the people, the nature of my spirituality and my religion, the people I'm around is usually old and religious. They got the internet.
Yeah.
You know, they can Google anything. They can be a damn astronaut if they want to. And if you want a relationship, you can manifest the type of relationship you want. You ain't got to deal with no bullshit, male or female. I don't know why people still having a problem with a relationship. Shit.
Well,
but you got to have separate lives.
You got people that get into them for the wrong reasons, I think, you know. But
you got to get into them on an accident. I think I heard it's like when you ain't obsessing about that shit, you just, they happy and they're normal. You know, like, you don't have to go through no crazy shit. You can manifest any type of relationship you want.
Absolutely.
You know, whether it be lovers or, you know, all of that
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for cussing. I'm happy right now. I got some privacy, you know.
That's good. You probably need that, S. Reed. You know, so that's good that you have
Yeah,
that.
'cause it's like either I'm working or taking care of my family,
Mhm.
and that's it. And then when I'm by myself,
Mhm.
you know, and I respect my family privacy, you know, and they old school, but I catch your channel at the right time. But I'm gonna let you go because I don't have that much time to, and I don't want to
Okay.
take up your time. But it was good talking to you. You keep
Oh yeah,
doing
it
what
was.
you do. You be telling the truth. You be on some
Thank
true
you.
shit. When
Appreciate
I
it.
scan through, I don't have nothing in common with a lot of people, but when I scan through your shit, I be
Uh
like, you
huh.
know what? That's some true shit.
Okay. Well, that's I appreciate it. You know, you giving
Shit,
us
I
good
was mad as
feedback. It's
hell at
always good.
men around Valentine's Day because it seemed like men was complaining about everything on Valentine's
Ugh.
Day. I remember hearing your show. I was like, man, these assholes, they got the nerve to be wanting the food on the table at 8 o'clock every night. Shit.
Listen, man, I'm all about people finding some happiness and making the best out of, of certain situations. That's what I'm about. This
Yeah,
read.
you gotta be happy with your shit. You gotta be happy, you know?
Yeah.
And my people tell me not to smoke weed. My kids don't like me smoking weed. It's good. You supposed to.
All right.
Get a job where you can do that.
All right. According to Ezra.
All right, praise God, praise God. You have a good evening.
All right, you too, Ezra. All right. Good hearing
All
from you.
right,
All right, bye.
bye.
Shout out to Ezra. Ezra always got that energy. Always very good call. Always good hearing from Ezra, man. But yeah, that's it for the calls. But I want to say this, you know. I want people to keep a clear mind. Listen, all this technology that we have, there's always something to do. There's always something to keep you entertained. We have more than enough to keep us entertained. I was thinking about it. I said, you know, I used to enjoy watching movies more 10 years ago than I do now because we didn't have all of the options that we do now. Netflix, Hulu, all that. You know, you can order from any different place nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like 10 years ago, we used to actually enjoy things. Video games. I used to actually enjoy gaming more years ago than I actually do now because again, you have all these options, all these different things you can get. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that we have more than enough to entertain us. I think our attention spans have gotten shorter. My attention span is shortened. You know, I feel in certain aspects, but this is sort of like a opportunity where we can sort of be, you know, regain the balance in our attention spans than we did before, you know. But the little things that we take for granted now, I enjoyed years ago. You know, can't, you know, there's certain things I watch, I just can't get into it. I just can't. I watch a lot more documentaries than I used to. I watch a lot of shit ton of documentaries, man. History documentaries, crime documentaries. I watch that. That keeps my attention. You know, learning about different people and different cultures definitely keeps my attention. But that's what having all this different technology does. Smartphones, iPads, tablets, computers. Like we can just look at anything. All we had to do is pick up our phone. Oh shit, I just dropped my phone. But we can pretty much do whatever, you know. I did start Tiger King. I have not watched the full first episode yet, you know. But I'm gonna go back and watch it because just from the little bit I saw, this shit's gonna be entertaining. Coco, no, I don't date outside my race. I don't chase. I don't pursue. I don't go on dates with women outside. Doesn't mean I wouldn't. You know, if I like a chick, I don't care what race she is. If I like her, I'm gonna get with her. It's just that simple. I don't care what anybody say. I'm not gonna make excuses for it. I'm not gonna talk about I'm no longer supporting the black. Well, I'm not doing no dumb shit like that, making excuses for wanting to date other races that I'm noticing some of these chicks do. Listen, if you want to date a Brad, go date Brad. Why you got to make it theatrical? Like, oh my God, I'm no longer supporting these men. I'm no longer supporting these black men ever again. The next thing you know, she's probably somewhere laying up with Brad when he ain't, laying up because he ain't gonna take her out in public, but or doing some YouTube video with the guy, okay? And you basically have, tried to make it abundantly clear that you can no longer date a black man. Y'all know what's funny? I was watching a video from this female, right? this pro-black, conscious black female. And she talked about how she might want to date a black man. I'm saying to myself, might want to date? But you conscious, who else you gonna date? And she was on the channel of the guy, what's his name, Phil Advise. He pat on his channel, and she's like, I might want to date a black man. What? I'm like, might want to date a what? So who else you gonna date? You gonna date a white Israelite? A white Arab? Who you gonna date? A pro-black white dude, like, who you gonna date? You might want to date him. Who else you gonna date? God, man. But shout out to Phil, man, but come on, man. You need to know in your mind for sure you're gonna be with a black person. If I'm conscious and pro-black, I'm dating a black woman, okay? Ain't gonna be no might, ain't gonna be no maybe. I'm gonna date a black woman. Just that simple. Like, what's up with these pro-blacks, man? No, Coco J, I don't have any kids. I'm 31 with no kids. Can you believe that? I'm a black man, 31 with no kids. But the men with no kids will get chose less than the dude with like 5 baby mamas who don't pay child support for none of them. Maybe one of them, but the female he with helping him pay it. Yeah, I don't have any kids, no. But like I said, there's gonna be dudes that may be overlooked who get overlooked over me, because women do find guys with multiple kids, as an attractive option. There are dudes who women will call dusty, but how come this dusty guy got all these kids and never not have a girlfriend? Like, he always got a girlfriend. The dusty dudes always got girlfriends. You never see a single dusty guy. Dude either got a girlfriend or a wife. He ain't never single. Dusty dudes are never single. Well, that's good, Coco. Well, there's other men with no kids. Are you looking for that? Looking that direction? Okay, Ice is good. You're 24 with no kids. That's good. Keep it up. I like the dudes that people will claim are dusty. They always got a girlfriend or they have a wife. But you can see on people claim that men who claim to be MGTOW or red pill, that they don't practice that ideology outside of social media, right? Where you got women on social media that will claim that they want to level up and they want to date non-dusty men, but lo and behold, you're dating nothing but dusty males, and none of those males are single. The dusty males always got a girlfriend, 2 or 3 of them, multiple baby mamas. It seemed like the dusty males are doing all right out here. They cleaning up out here, But the dudes that don't have kids, they're looked at as weird, especially black males who are in their 20s, even in their 30s, that don't have kids, they're looked at as being weird. You know? They're looked upon as being weird. But the one thing that the quote unquote dusty guys do when they clean up, they clean up. They dress nice. When they going out, they put a perception out there and it works. Like if you want real dating advice, talk to one of these dusty dudes, man. You know, they could probably give you way better advice than some of these dating coaches. I'm just saying. You know? You know, we can say what we want about these guys who are considered dusty. The dusty guys are out here impregnating, dating eligible, dateable women. You got women that went from not having no kids to having kids by dudes that literally can't help them do anything. You know? And they'll probably only get into a relationship with these guys after sleeping with them for months, because they probably end up getting pregnant by these guys. So they got to clean them up, make them presentable, try to get them a job. Okay, the guys I want to date are either gay or date interracial. Do you really believe that, ISIS? Is that why y'all go so hard at the black men that date white women? Because they're the ones that y'all want, but they usually are with white women? Is that what you're telling me? All right, LETV, appreciate you being here. You know, not really poetic. I don't think women without kids are looked upon as weird. I am very hopeful of black women not having kids, you know, especially in their 20s and 30s. Like when I see a black female, especially if she's attractive, I don't think, but she must be a baby mama. You know, I try to hope for. I wonder if she got kids. Maybe she ain't got no kids. You know. Well, ISIS, a lot of these sisters on YouTube, do go look at their videos. They're constantly talking about who black men are dating. It's crazy. Oh, they give a shit. They give a shit. You know, they definitely give a shit. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So we really got to take that into consideration, you know. But shout out to the women that are single with no kids. The women that are single with no kids, you are appreciated out here. Okay? You just got to stop being friends with baby mamas and defending them. Oh, come on, man. I don't believe that, Isis. You don't either. So black men are just with overweight white women. Listen, when I was at the convenience store a couple days ago, right? There was this black dude. He was with this white girl. She wasn't fat at all. She was very thin. Now, I'm not gonna say that he looked like the most, dateable guy for a lot of women, but he wasn't with no fat white woman. As a matter of fact, the last couple black dudes I've seen with white chicks, those chicks were in shape. They were curvy. They looked fit. One chick was wearing workout pants, literally, at the Walmart, looking good. Okay. I was heading to self-checkout and I was kind of checking her out, but the dude was standing right next to her. So it's like, I'm checking her out, dude right there. I mean, I didn't care. Like, if your chick looked good, she looked good, But, going about my business. But I ain't seen her with no fat. Now, I did see a brother who looked like, again, he was straight out of jail, with this big old overweight black female who I knew for sure he living off of. Dude was tatted up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, she paying the rent. You know, yeah, she paying some bills. This chick, yo, he was with this shit that looked like a nose guard. Okay, big old shoulders, wide back, and this dude is with this chick, right? And I'm like, yeah, she paying the bills, huh? And she had a toddler, and I'm like, oh my God, you brothers will run up in anything, man. I think some of these women are right. Y'all will sleep with anything, whether it be black or white. I'm telling you. Hold on a second. Hold up. Somebody hit me up. Hold on a second. Somebody want to come on. I think there's a black female that wants to call in. But yeah, man, y'all are right. They'll sleep with fat white women, fat black women, fat Hispanic women. So yeah, when them bills got to get paid, you know, these guys are willing to take the L in order to do so. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see a lot of fit dudes with big old fat chicks, man, or chicks who are 2 sizes bigger than them. I see a lot of that. But you will never see, you know, these fit in shape women with big fat dudes. You just will not see that. You'll see some, very few times you'll see that. But you won't see a fit in shape chick majority dating, you know, bigger guys, unless she just likes big guys. But you won't see it a lot. You know what I'm saying? You just won't see it. Because women do have higher standards. You know, well, as far as looks is concerned, they do. When it comes to looks, women do have a higher standard than men when it comes to women. A lot of guys will date and sleep with just about any spectrum, whether it be real thin and skinny or really, really big. You know what I'm saying? Hold on a second, because somebody really wants to call in. Let me see. All right. Because I was about to end the show about 5 minutes ago, but y'all reinvigorated me with this talk about these fat white women. These black men dating these fat white women. You know? Hold up. But yeah, a lot of times, man, we do as men, we make a caricature of ourselves based off of the women that we date, which is why we do need a higher standard. We should not have women that are extremely overweight. Yo, you want to call in?
Hey, what's up?
Yo, what's up?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy I caught you because I was like, oh man.
Yeah, you hit me up.
Like I was doing all this stuff, trying to get into the house. And you still on live?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so so people can hear me basically?
Yeah, everybody can hear you live.
All right.
You're live in front of the fam.
Okay.
What's up?
So, okay, like, I kind of caught the back end of the conversation, which was kind of like, you know, what's wrong with dating. But, like, can you sum up a little bit what you said? Just because
basically, I'm like, the struggle dating that's going on, there's a lot of people, especially a lot of women that are not in relationships during this quarantine that is going on. Mm-hmm. And I think it's driving them to become angry and bitter. Like, I'm noticing it on YouTube and social media. There's a lot of bitterness coming out. And I think it has a lot to do with the culmination of just struggle dating for years and to the point to where they're just lost out here, you know.
I think it's a combination of being stuck somewhere where you have to be, quiet and listen to your own thoughts and really look at the things around you. I think that's what it is, and a combination of the people who literally either, diss some guys and then thought that they would come around and be around. Same thing for dudes, but in this case that we're talking about women, yeah, it's the same thing. They basically did do a lot of pushing around, and then when something like this happens where you need the strong ones, the ones that are capable of providing, they don't have those guys because those guys are either not interested or they're like, I'm going to save my money because during this time it's already rough. People are losing their jobs. So why am I going to give to someone who wouldn't give me the time of day when shit was flowers and sausages, right? But I think another thing that makes dating like really difficult, I mean, at least you would think, a lot of chicks without kids have a man, but a lot of them are single. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of chicks that don't have kids are single, and a lot of chicks with kids aren't.
Well, my philosophy.
At least in my city.
Yeah,
at least
my
in my
philosophy
city
is that I think most women aren't necessarily alone and single as they say they are, because there's always that one guy that you can tell when you talk to them that they're still dealing with, they're still sleeping with, and that they won't come out and just say, hey, we're dating, but they're still dealing with somebody. All you have to do is have a conversation 5 minutes with a woman. You can tell there's that just one guy that they just can't get away from for some reason. It's like, yeah, because you continue to deal with them. And I think it fucks up their whole trying to move on, because you ain't exactly moving on,
I mean, I don't think that's even like, okay, like one of my friends said, and I don't know if you said this recently, I feel like you did, but I could be wrong. He said, like, chicks are not ever really single, so I already know the game.
No,
like,
not.
I'm not worried about it for girl.
Definitely not.
It don't matter if yeah, like, even when I repeat that to my partner, he's like, yeah, like, I mean, how is that new? Like, most alpha males know that, so they're not really worried about that thing. They're just trying to get this money and the best man win with the best woman that's best for him, right? So what I think what women are going through is that a lot of the women that don't have kids, that are successful, smart, and fit and all that stuff, they don't really have like the other qualities, which is like conversation, experience, and just introspection. They don't have that. Like I've met a lot of girls that are just not that deep, and dudes are sitting there like, yo, it's not that I can't bang this girl all night and I can't have, good company, but am I really going to have a great conversation with a decent breakfast in the morning? Like, is it really going to happen with this chick? I don't think so. Yeah. So I feel like that a lot of dudes are gravitating towards kind of like the older chicks, even though that doesn't really work for them too, because older chicks have already a fixed, design of how they need their life to be now that
that's why they're hurting the most. I think they're hurting the most when it comes to dating. You can tell. I don't care how dolled up you get, how good you may look. If a man that you want to date is around you and he gets a sense of your mindset and he's like, man, I can't be in no
it's a good show for you to like. A good show for you to dissect is the show Love is Blind, which everybody's talked about. I even did a little video on.
Yeah, I gotta check it out.
Yeah, I did a little live about it, and there's just so much there's so much red pill knowledge in it.
Yeah,
there's so much red pill knowledge in it.
I don't know if I can play the video live. I may do that, but I don't know. Hell no. I may just have to speak about it because they real sensitive about copyright out here. So,
Really?
Oh yeah, man. Like, I was playing a World Star Hip Hop video, and they immediately when I was doing a response, they immediately took that down. Hey, man, get this shit off your channel. So I had to come back and then do a live and not play the video. And there's been other times too when it comes to music. 15 seconds. Oh shit, who music is this? So yeah, but yeah, definitely be a good talking point. I gotta check.
Yeah, it's a good show. Yeah, I mean, like, but there is a lot of women that are bitter during quarantine, just like there is dudes who are hella lonely. They're getting into a lot of stupid stuff. Getting back with
Well, you know, Chris,
No good.
let me ask you this question, right?
All right.
Would you ever date a guy who was a bit of a bigger guy? Would you ever date a guy who's a little bit bigger than you? I mean, not like as far as tall height.
Like, what do you mean, like chubby or
Yeah,
like
chubby
not
guy. Would
fit?
you ever date a chubby guy?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm just
Yeah.
saying a lot
Why?
of chicks would be like, nah, put a six pack up.
I think it's because you know what, a lot of like I didn't grow up thinking that I was this attractive person. You know what I'm saying? So I never
think
had
it's
like this.
bullshit because if anybody saw you, especially these brothers, they would say differently.
Right.
You know, you may believe.
Right, but I
Something
grew
else.
up in a certain way where, as an Afro Latina and being Dominican and Haitian, people had a lot of things to say about how I looked or how my hair was, despite the fact that I have certain privileges because of how I look. But even with that being said, though, like what I learned, honestly, bro, about dating right now, like all jokes aside, the biggest issue is that nobody wants to. Okay, women say I don't want to chase. Men say men are not supposed to chase. Men are supposed to lead. Women are supposed to chase. But at some point, if everybody's attitude is I don't want to chase, no, I don't want to chase you, and this everybody's attitude like that, then everybody's standoffish. Everybody's like that. That's the
Social
problem.
distancing.
Yeah, you mentioned something about like it don't matter how much a woman gets fouled up, you could tell how they're hurting. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's only if a woman, honestly, I feel like the only time a woman hurts a lot is she hasn't really experienced a lot, like traveled or really enjoyed the simple things in life, like family. Because I've seen people that don't really need a relationship, bro. Like we get so caught up in needing a relationship, we don't even need that shit.
Yeah.
We just need structure. Everybody just needs structure.
Yeah, Crystal.
Listen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Well,
yeah.
I want to say one more thing, and I gotta let you go, okay? Like, I know you spoken to me about how in your culture, you didn't feel like you were attractive enough. But I want you to go to like some of these smaller cities. I think the attitude will be different. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm saying that I've been to different cities.
Ain't a lot of attractive females. Some of these guys are like, man, I'm just dating who I can date. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but you know what? But that doesn't mean that I feel differently. Like I've been to different cities where I know that I'm like I go out with my friends or with my partner, and dudes stop me in front of him and go, "This is your girl." Like it happens all the time. So I'm not saying. Listen, it's happened in restaurants. Dudes will get up from where they're at and be like, "Excuse me, this is your girl." Like it's happened all my life. But when I felt the discrimination, it was different. Because from a guy, I'm just looking at it like guys are all the same. They feel that way for all the girls, right? That's how I look at it. But when it came to the women in my culture, they were like, "Oh, you're not pretty enough. You need to get like straighter hair and lighter skin, so you could be more attractive, or marry a white guy or a European, because over there they were like marry a European, and you're gonna have more beautiful children, so they have a better chance of being loved." Well, like crazy shit like that.
Well, Crystal, I gotta let you go. All right.
All right. Good chat. All right, bye.
All right, bye. Shout out to Crystal with the call. Shout out to Crystal with the call, man. Yeah, man, y'all gotta stop doing that. No, because Crystal's she's from a bigger city, diverse populations, and when you're around a certain culture, like where she's from, when you're a little bit darker than other women, then you're going to be perceived as less than. And I've always told her, I say, listen, come to some of these cities where it ain't, your Latina culture, and you're going to see a big difference. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. But yeah, I want y'all here because, I've spoken to Crystal a number of times. I think ISIS need to go to a smaller city. You know what I'm saying? You need to get out of Memphis. I don't know why black men that you say are fit in shape are dating fat white women. Whatever the definition of fat is, some people think that women who weigh 170 pounds is fat. You know, some people think women that weigh 250 is fat. You know, especially if she's not tall, because you got chicks that are tall that may weigh a lot that you won't even think weigh what they weigh, but they actually do. You know. Yeah. Well, again, you know, like I said, man, I go the extra mile to give y'all very good content. You hear what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that super chatted. Shout out to the women that love to hate me. Yeah, ISIS, there are dudes that think a woman that weighs 250 is big. Especially if it's not proportioned very well. They're going to say, oh, she's big, she's fat. You know. Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. You know, I go the extra mile to give y'all some good ass content. You know, don't make me have to go and try to get some of these Instagram models on here. I'm thinking about doing that. I don't hate you. I didn't say it. I didn't say you hate me. But there are women that hate watch me. You know. You know. That's what I'm saying. I said 250 is fat. I say some people think a woman that's 170 or 160 is fat. And they'll say, you got dudes that say 250 is fat. You know, 230 is fat. 220 is fat, you know. I'm just throwing numbers out there. Vern says I'm 6'3", 240. Coco say, I don't even like a six pack. Okay, Coco. ISIS, I might bring you on first. How about that? 'Cause I know you like to call in, you know, from the perspective of a young lady in the, you know, out there in the dating market, you know, also in the medical field, you know. You know, I could. You know what's crazy is that, you know, when I bring women on, you know, it's gonna be people that's gonna feel some type of way. When I had Olivia on, man, dudes was about to lose their mind. They threw them red pills out the window. You know. I know you will behave, ISIS. I'm just saying, you know. All the women that be on my platform behave for the most part. I mean, why wouldn't you? You know. I say the medical field. I meant to say legal field. I had you mixed up with nurses. I was gonna say nurse. Well, yeah, you're in the legal field. I thought I said the legal field. Didn't I say legal field? And I say the medical field. Yeah, this stream has been too long, man. No, Olivia, the content creator that these guys lost their mind over. It's on my other channel. Yeah, you can't be getting upset at people's perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are a belligerent, like headache making black female, then of course, you know, guys are not going to agree with you on everything, you know. I said medical field, or it's my fault. I meant to say legal field. 6'11", 250. Every woman think I got 1 million women just cause I hoop. They think he got 1 million women. They gonna think that. They probably say, oh, he must play in the NBA or overseas. There's some guys that are real tall, don't even play professional basketball, and they be out here telling shit they play basketball. They know it's gonna get them attention. Well, ISIS don't pout, you know. But shout out to everybody that's here. I think I've streamed long enough. You know. But shout out to everybody that's in the medical field, man. You're in my heart and on my mind, you know, because a lot of y'all are working extremely hard at what you do, man. It's not an easy job, especially with what's going on in some of these hot spots. Even when it's not the situation. When, you know, there's always hospitals that are a bit overcrowded with a lot of people, and they have to deal with a lot, you know. So shout out to y'all regardless, you know. But yeah, man. Oh, you at work right now? Cool, man. Obi, I don't know where Lisa's at. Lisa's probably booed up somewhere. Good, Steven, I see you. Lisa probably booed up somewhere, man. But shout out to Lisa. Jay, I'm a student doctor, and I appreciate that. Yeah, shout out to everybody in the medical profession. It's not an easy job, especially when things are hot in those hospitals, man. I cooked and was demanded of me, and still got my husband. Well, you know what, Ra? That's why a lot of times you just have to be careful when it comes to dating. Take your time. Because, Coco, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for dating. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the perspective of people here who are struggling. You know what I'm saying? You know? There are a lot of people struggling out here when it comes to the dating market. I'm just lending you some perspective, that's all. You know? But yeah, man, that's it. All right. Y'all have a good rest of your night. And I'll see y'all in the next live show, all right?